evening, football fans of the world. How you feeling? How you doing today? We are talking about the transfer window, and I'm going to be giving you guys the updates because we have 3 days left in the transfer window, and we are going to be giving you guys all the updates that we have seen so far today. And let's get this thing started because going on so many things happening. We are days away from the deadline countdown special, but without further ado, let's get into this because there's so many things happening with Arsenal buying a new defender, with Newcastle getting a striker, domino effect on what Newcastle would basically getting a striker mean for Liverpool. What is Spurs doing? All those situations we are going to be talking about today. So let's get this party started. Before further ado, let's go. First and foremost, with this particular one, it is absolutely great news. It is first up, Xavi Simons. The Xavi Simons saga. Fabrizio Romano has dropped the bombshell. Here we go. Tottenham Hotspur have hijacked the Chelsea long-running pursuit of the Dutch playmaker. The deal with RB Leipzig is a 60 million euros. Medical is done. Contract is signed. Spurs fans, this is a statement of intent. Thomas Frank gets his creative dynamo, and Chelsea, well, they are left scrambling, but not really scrambling a lot because they have gotten Garnacho, and that deal is definitely one thing that they absolutely wanted. Romano also reports that Chelsea like Fermin Lopez, but there is no bid yet, and Barca do not expect to let him leave this summer. Could the Blues end up with just Alejandro Garnacho as their big attacking signing late in the window? The clock is definitely ticking for that one. So that is Xavi Simons. And then we look at the second segment of this situation is the Arsenal defensive camp. Arsenal has just done a madness this window. I think Arsenal technically have just won the window in my mind. And I know a lot of Liverpool fans will be like, there's no way Arsenal defeated us in this window. But with what Arsenal got, the 5 players they got in the start of the window, and Eze, and now this new player from Bayer Leverkusen, and the truth about it is that Arsenal have won. They have covered every single hole that they have in this transfer window, and that is the beautiful part about this situation. From North London's white half to red, Dave Ornstein confirms that Arsenal have agreed a deal with Bayer Leverkusen for Piero Hincapié. I think that's how you pronounce his name, Piero Hincapié. It's a loan move right now. It is a loan move, permanent for next summer, for 52 million euros plus a 10% sell-on clause. This comes as Jacob Kiwior heads to Porto for 25 million, raising to 27 million euros. Hincapié can play centre-back, left-back, and even wing-back. And with Ricardo Calafiori's injury record, this could definitely be a master stroke from Arteta and from Andre Berta. One thing about it is that Arsenal again defeats Spurs to getting a defender that Spurs absolutely wanted. This is basically 2 wins in 1 for Mikel Arteta. He has defeated Spurs in getting the signature of Piero Hincapié. Now this is good news for them. And then we move to Newcastle. What in the world is happening to Newcastle's transfer window? Because something has absolutely changed with Newcastle when it comes to this situation. Up to North London, Florian Plettenberg reports that Newcastle United are on the verge of smashing their transfer record for Nick Woltemade. Let me even spit it out for you so you guys will know. The deal is already done. His medical has already been taking place and he has passed the medical, and then the contract is going to be signed. The Stuttgart striker will cost around 85 million euros plus 5 million in bonuses, signing until 2031 on a salary of up to 8 million euros per year. Bayern's Max Abel reportedly questioned the price tag, but Newcastle clearly see Woltemade as the long-term partner or successor to Alexander Isak. The medical is in its final stages. The announcement is definitely imminent. To me personally, this is not a long-term partner kind of situation. This is more of a successor situation. I know for a fact that we are not hearing a lot of things from Alexander Isak right now, but the key thing about this is that he's still a Newcastle player, but he still does not want to play for Newcastle ever again. And before that changes, if that changes, we will bring the news to you, but it hasn't changed yet, and so we are absolutely going to keep it going. Now, when we are looking at is what is the domino effect that comes to Liverpool and Newcastle. And here's where it gets spicy. Romano notes that Leipzig, having lost Simons, are eyeing Liverpool's Harvey Elliott as a replacement. Liverpool's Elliott is open to the move, but Liverpool aren't keen to sell. Could this be the late twist that shakes up the Premier League final stages? That is what we absolutely going to check on. And then before we go any forward in giving you guys a recap of what we just spoke about, news just came in right now that Manchester United have accepted a permanent transfer bid from Real Betis. The fee of 25 million euros, which is basically 21.6 million pounds up front, and a 3 million in add-ons. That's what we are hearing in this situation. United have inserted this is very crazy to me, because when I have to absolutely make sure, it is crazy that it even is a negotiation worth this, that they have inserted around a 50 to 20 million I say 20 million, but 50% to 20% sell on for Antony. A huge percentage showing that they still believe in Antony could regain his value. This is a shift from Betis' original plan for a loan with an option to buy. United pushed for a sale to raise funds before the deadline. Now, the complication about this situation is that the deal is not over the line yet because of salary issues. Antony is still owed around 6 million euros from wages his final 2 years of his United contract. Willing to take a pay cut to make this move happen, but not willing to waive the money owed. That is what we are hearing. Real Betis have already stretched their finances to the limit and are reluctant to cover that gap. One thing that we actually heard from Florian Plettenberg today and not too long ago is that the deal has been put on hold. The deal has basically almost fallen apart because of Betis not having the ability to actually pay this. I'm hoping that is not the case. I'm truly hoping that that's not the case, and we are going to keep it copacetic and keep it locked in for what it's going to be. Antony has thrived on loan with Betis in the second half of last season, rediscovering his form, and it's clear all summer that Betis is his only preferred destination. Betis CEO Ramon and the sporting director Manu have been personally leading the negotiations. Talks almost collapsed on Friday morning, but were revived within the hours thanks to both clubs' willingness to compromise. Antony cost Manchester United £81.3 million from Ajax in 2022. This sale represents a massive loss. He hasn't played a single minute under Ruben Amorim this season and has been training away from the first team. United are willing to sell, United are in a selling mood. Garnacho to Chelsea is done, and this deal frees up wages for late in the window moves for Manchester United. United has granted Antony permission to travel to Seville for his medical. Betis have not yet given the final green light. They still are exploring whether they can make the numbers work. If the wages is an issue, or if the wage issue is resolved, the deal could be announced within the next 48 hours. If not, Betis may pivot into alternative target. This is a perfect will he or won't he storyline in this situation. It is covering every single angle that you know when it comes to the transfer window. And I want you guys to keep it up and basically focus on what we are speaking about, because a lot of things happening. The key part about this situation is the potential 50% sell-on clause for Antony. We are going to keep an eye on that, because it could take Antony's 25 million euros fee to around 50 to 60, basically giving us a lot profit in that situation in the long term. Now, the profit is going to be hard because we bought him for 81, but the truth about it is that based on amortization, Manchester United could be getting a lot more money from this Antony deal than we expected. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this situation down in the comments. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that follow button if you haven't. I will see you in the next one. Peace.